What's up everyone, my name is Thomas and welcome back to Film Fanatics. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new movie Us, which is a psychological horror thriller and follow-up to Get Out from writer, director, producer, and Oscar winner Jordan Peele. The film follows the Wilson family as they head to their summer house in Santa Cruz for a peaceful vacation. Shortly after arriving, strange events follow the family, and Adelaide, the matriarchal figure, begins to have flashbacks to a traumatic event in her childhood. Her nightmares begin to haunt her as a family that looks exactly like them break into their home and try to murder them. The film follows the Wilson family as they attempt to escape and survive the homicidal doppelganger family. This is Jordan Peele's second directorial showcase, and you can definitely tell from this movie he's not a one-hit wonder or a one-trick pony. A lot of people were saying that this is just going to be Get Out 2. It's going to be Get Out 2. Same thing. No, it's not the same movie. They're both horror thriller movies, but I would argue that Get Out is definitely more of a thriller. It focuses more on the thriller side, while Us focuses more on the horror side, especially for the first half of the movie. You've got people, creeping down hallways with fire pokers and various weapons and such. So Us is definitely more of a horror movie, and the underlying subtext and subject matter of the film is completely different as well. So Get Out definitely focused more on racial issues in this society, while Us focuses more on, it's more of a self kind of evaluation. Am I the enemy? Who is the enemy? Who's against me, that kind of sort of thing. So now that we've distinguished between the two, let's go ahead and talk about the performances in this film, which are absolutely phenomenal. So this film stars Lupita Nyong'o as Adelaide, or the mother figure, Winston Duke as Gabe, or the father figure, both of whom starred in Black Panther, by the way, Shahadi Wright Joseph as Zora the daughter, and Evan Alex as Jason, or the son. Now, I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of those names. I'm really bad with pronunciation and names in general. But everybody in this film did an incredible job. Not just the four I listed, and obviously it stars a lot more. And everybody did so well. But I'd say definitely the standout performance in this film was by Lupita Nyong'o. She's definitely the film's main character, and she put so much into both of her performances. So obviously everybody plays their evil counterpart. Hers was named Red. Everybody, they have their own different names. I digress. But she put so much of her heart into both of those, and I was honestly blown away by it. Adelaide was definitely, when she played Adelaide, she showed more. She put so much emotion into it, and so much anger and fear, and it was so moving at times, and just chilling how much energy and emotion and love she put into this role. And she put the same amount into Red. She was so terrifying, so chilling. The way that she spoke was extremely chilling, and it sent tingles down my spine, honestly. But I think she did so well, and I will honestly be mad if she does not get nominated for Best Actress in the Oscars. I know that the actress in Hereditary, I forgot her name. I'll throw up a picture. I know she got snubbed for Best Actor or Best Actress just because she was in a horror movie. I'm really hoping they don't do Lupita Nyong'o the same. Jordan Peele was nominated last year or year before last for Get Out. And it was kind of a horror thriller, so I'm hoping that with that under his belt, they'll kind of take into consideration Us. I thought she did so well. She definitely deserves at least the nomination, in my opinion. I would not be surprised if she got nominated and won. She did so incredible, and that's not to take away from everybody else. Winston Duke, for example, he plays the happy-go-lucky father figure very well. He's definitely the comic relief of the movie. But it's not like the comic relief in horror movies where everything comes to a grinding halt and he makes a joke out of nowhere. Jordan Peele does an excellent job of writing his character, and Winston Duke knows exactly when to say his line, how to say his line, to provide a little comic relief to where it feels more like a family reflecting upon an insane situation and kind of seeing the humor in it. And it's also, in some places, it's just his personality. He's just a funny character who just happens to say funny things when he's in certain situations, and he manages to play it off incredibly well. I'm very glad. I thought the TSA agent, I forgot the name, in Get Out, I thought he could be a little overbearing at some points, but I think in this movie the comic relief was toned down a little bit, and it hit the mark perfectly, hit right in the bullseye. The kids in this movie also did a fantastic job. I'm usually very critical and very wary of children in movies, especially horror movies. But both of these kids did an exceptional job in their regular roles and their evil twin roles, evil doppelganger roles. I was very impressed. Zora, the daughter, her evil character, or her evil doppelganger, was absolutely terrifying. She did an excellent job playing her. Her face, the way she held her face in such a way that it sent chills down my spine. Again, I don't have any other way to put it. I was very pleased by all the performances in this movie, and Jordan Peele definitely wrote all of them really well with a lot of character development, which I'm going to talk about now. Jordan Peele definitely solidifies himself as a very solid screenwriter with this movie. Not just a one-hit wonder when he won Best Screenplay for Get Out. I think he could very well be nominated again if the Oscars actually give him the attention he deserves. Everything in this movie is so well written. Just starting with the concept and the storyline alone, it's very creative. I think it's exactly what the horror genre needs. It needs something new, something creative to shake it up, kind of make it, maybe try to bring out some better horror that comes out, because a lot of I'd argue about 95% of the horror movies that come out nowadays are complete garbage. Just my honest opinion. I'm sorry if you don't agree. But I think he adds something new to the horror genre, and he definitely adds depth to his movies. So he said in multiple interviews that he definitely wants people to watch these movies more than once, and the movie invites you to do that. He adds a bunch of subtext, a bunch of metaphors and things that, if you look at it from a different perspective, when you on a second, third viewing, you can get something new out of each experience. Now, I've only seen the movie once so far, and you can take it face value as is. But if you turn on your brain and watch it and try to interpret what's going on, it definitely invites you to watch it 2, 3, 4, however many times. He does an exceptional job with that. He did that very well in Get Out, and he does it very well again here. Now, something else he did very well in Get Out was tension. He's a master of tension, in my opinion. This continues on into this movie as well. I think Us had a little bit better, Get Out had a little bit better tension building, but this movie again had exceptional tension. I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of the movie. He achieves this tension not just by the music or the lack of music, which is exceptional, by the way. He does this through what he chooses to show with the camera. So when there's violence on the screen, which there is a good bit of violence, sometimes he'll show it on screen, and then sometimes you'll just hear the noises of it, and you won't actually see what's happening. And I think that he uses this for tension, to build tension and to relieve tension, and he does it so incredibly well. I think the pacing of this movie is incredible. He definitely wrote that out, and the scenes where a character is walking, example, or creeping around a hallway or something like that, he adds so much tension to each scene that I haven't really seen a whole lot of directors be able to achieve. So I definitely praise him for that. Peele also adds a lot of depth to these characters and this family. I think he definitely knows how to create a real person, not just a character. They feel like real people. Even the twin or the evil doppelgangers, they feel very real. Their motivations are laid out and make sense. The characters' emotions are very well put out on screen, which I think is partially to the performances and partially to the writing. So he definitely knows what he's doing when he's writing characters. I think this is just as well written, if not even a little bit better written than Get Out. And when I say that, it depends on which angle you're looking at it from. If you're looking at it from the angle of thematics, themes in the movie, Get Out is probably a little bit more heavy-sided on themes, whereas this is a little bit more subtle themes and a little bit more hidden. But if you're talking about a better-paced horror thriller movie, I think this idea is a little bit better, this script is a little bit better, in my opinion. You may disagree with me, but I think this is a very well-written script, and I would not be surprised if he won himself another nomination or another Oscar for writing for this year. So the performances and writing are obviously exceptional, as I've described, but technically the film is very impressive as well. I'm a sucker for interesting shots and creative shots, and seeing where you can stick the camera to get what shot, and using visual metaphors and stuff like that. I love cinematography. I think it's so interesting. And it's something I want to try to get better at. And I think Jordan Peele here definitely knows where to put the camera to show what he wants and get what he wants out of the audience. He's mastered that already beautifully. He definitely adds some very interesting shots throughout this movie. And I'm not just talking about one or two here or there like you see in some movies. I'm talking about all throughout the film. He's able to use the camera to the script's advantage and bring the most out of the script. And I think he did an incredible job with these interesting shots and visual metaphors, as well as metaphors in the script. He's definitely put so many micro details throughout each frame, or at least each shot. And I think he does a fantastic job. He did a fantastic job in his last movie, and he does another fantastic job here. Now, I know I've compared Get Out and Us a lot throughout this review, and I'm sorry to do that. I try not to do that. However, people who are on the fence about it or think this is just going to be another Get Out 2, I'm trying to stress how much this is not Get Out 2, yet it continues on the success and what Get Out did so well. This is a completely standalone movie from Get Out. It's a much more horror-centered idea compared to a thriller-centered idea, and I definitely think you should go see this movie. I honestly believe that in a few years we may consider this a modern horror masterpiece. In my opinion, I would at least. I think it's that good. Every element of this film is so well thought out, so well planned, so well written, well shot, well performed from everybody on the cast. Everybody cared so much about this project, and it shows. And I think it was phenomenally done by Jordan Peele, Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke. Everybody who worked on this film loved this movie and cared about it so much. Now, I've praised this movie throughout the whole review. There are a few minor things that I have to say. Maybe some shots could have been done a little bit differently. It's more creative differences. There's a few sequences where I didn't quite agree with the sequence of events or what he tried to portray, and I'm not trying to spoil anything, so I'm being as vague as possible. But there are some things that I would have done differently. However, upon several viewings, I may kind of understand better what he was trying to do there, and kind of forgive it a little bit. But it's nothing major at all. It's creative things. It's nothing that it didn't take me out of the film very much, if at all. And obviously the pros far outweigh the few cons there are that I see. Now, you may see differently, and if you do disagree, let me know in the comments, but I am going to be giving Us a 9 out of 10. So have you seen Us yet? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Also, let me know if I've improved any from last video, my Greta review. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of when we upload next. Follow us on all our social media. We're going to actually be trying to stay consistent on them from now on. And yeah, so thank you all so much for watching this video. My name is Thomas, and thank you for watching Film Fanatics. Take care.